Hey guys, this is Darren Stevenson. Welcome back to another video. And today we're going to talk about the only thing that's worth talking about in Yu-Gi-Oh! And to be perfectly honest, we're going to talk about the ban list. Woo! Yeah, it's due again. That time of year again, where we get to complain and bitch and moan because this game is shit. Supposedly, that's what everybody says on the interwebs anyway. So today we have a cast of people that are going to bitch and moan about the current format, I imagine. So we've got Jordan Gallagher, Scottish legend. Is
Hello.
he there? There he is.
Yeah, I'm gonna say hi. Yeah.
We've got Omar Mahmood,
Hello.
Raphael Nevin,
Sup?
and Vladis Baranovskis.
Hey.
Okay, so let's stop bitching and moaning. So this
Special guest appearance by Aaron Furman.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
shit.
Yeah, and I also forgot to mention there's going to be random other people that are going to just come in that can't start right away, such as Aaron Furman, Nerdy Jersey. Nerdy Jersey. Okay, you literally just caught us. We haven't started yet. We're about to start now. So I've written a couple of things that'll be on the agenda for this ban list discussion video. So I want to focus more on the sort of decks that need to be addressed, and I think the one that is playing on everyone's mind probably is probably Sky Striker. Is that something that you guys think should be addressed in the ban list at all?
Yeah. Otherwise, all the new and new decks, I've been toying about with Evil Eye and stuff. All the new decks won't get a chance as long as Sky Striker is on full power.
Right. Is Sky Striker really that good? Is it just so adaptable and insane that
It's so much better than every other control deck because it bullies all the control decks. They just go multi-roll set 1 and then every control deck just starts sweating. No other control deck has multi-roll or spellbook of Sky Striker card.
Yeah, its resource game is pretty ridiculous, and
yeah,
I'm not surprised that it's been around in the format for so long. But in the ban list, it just never seems to get addressed at all, except that one time when drones went the one.
Yeah, and it did nothing.
Other than that, it just hasn't really seen play at all. So I guess going forward, what could Konami do to hit it? Well, before we say what, do you think it should be savage to the point where it's unplayable, or it should just get a light
it should get
Right. Okay, I have bias because I just hate the deck, but I think it should be savage beyond belief. That deck it has existed for almost a full year.
Yeah.
We've played against people who open Foolish Goods Upstart Engage for a full year now. I think we've had enough, honestly. That deck just has the potential sometimes to open Exodia, and you can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
It's just the deck's too good sometimes.
We're seeing from watching Sky Striker in stream, it could either be a complete piece of garbage, or it can be the literal best deck we've ever seen in the universe. And I just don't know how a deck like that. It's just not for me. I personally enjoy playing it when it's actually playable. That's why I played it in a bunch of regionals for the past year or so, because it is just really fun when it actually works. But for the most part, it just doesn't work. And I find myself just really struggling to play Yu-Gi-Oh! And losing against people that I feel I really shouldn't be losing against. Just because the deck can just let you down. And there isn't enough engine cards in the deck to justify, for me to justify playing a deck like that. Because
yeah, sometimes you just see Afterburner, Widow Anchor, Shark Cannon hands, and you're and multi-roll, and you're okay, this does nothing.
Exactly.
And it's just, and you hate it, and then sometimes it just wins the game whenever you go first.
Yeah, exactly. What can you do? There's nothing you can do to really solve it, because there's no engine cards you can put in there to make it more consistent. So you've just gotta hope to Christ that you open Ray or Engage, or you're just gonna really struggle.
yeah.
I think if you address multi-roll, it should be fine.
Does anyone else think that it should be savaged anyway, or do anyone else think that it should get a light touch?
No,
I think it should be touched to the point where it's not a tier 1 deck, but it could be just played as like kind of like a rogue-ish strategy. Yeah, because it's just like way too good. Like, there's no reason to play any of these new decks that are coming out, like Evil Eye or whatever the other two decks from that set were. If literally there's just this deck that just goes none of the cards have once per turn written on them, which these new decks do to help make them not dumb. And then there's just a Sky Striker deck where it's like, oh yeah, this deck can do anything.
Right. So,
which is just like lame.
What was my next question? So I guess we can focus on what do you think if savaging it is the route that we're going to go on. What do you think needs to be done to really kill it?
Kagari to 1.
You think that'll be enough to kill the deck?
And probably multi-roll. Like, I'd want more than just Kagari.
Yeah.
You think it needs like absolute like to be obliterated just so there's no...
I mean, if I wanted it to be obliterated, I'd say ban engage, but I'm not going to go that far.
No, just ban it.
Just ban engage. I mean, card is fucked, to be fair.
Yeah, it's really bad.
Pod agreed. The card's literally pod agreed. Why wouldn't I play 3?
Card's great. But if you were to just give it a light touch, and I feel like they will because of the engage reprint, what do you think they would do?
Kagari to 1, Widow to 2. That's it.
Don't you think Kagari to 1's a bit like mental? Like, I feel like Kagari at 1 would kill it for sure.
Engage is still at 3.
I know, but like, what you have to play a game with 1 Kagari. That's fucking.
Yes,
awful.
that's what makes that deck insane. Like,
it just forces them to play Hercule Space.
Yeah.
Is there any other way?
It forces them to play a bad card.
Is there any other way they can recycle Kagari at all?
Maybe.
I mean, in the mirror, you can take their Kagari, so like you'll have 2 Kagaris. Oh my god, imagine. Sick tech. Any other thoughts on Sky Striker before we move on? Because this topic's actually giving me AIDS.
No more Sky Striker.
Yeah, no.
I just don't want to play against that deck ever again. That'd be nice.
Playing against it's stressful because you feel like you should beat it every time because the deck sucks, and sometimes you randomly just don't, and it just
the deck is good.
There's like a quote that I said, which is, if I play against Striker at Euros, I'll kill myself, and I really don't want that to happen.
Which
so preferably.
Let's hope none of us have to play against this deck by the time the European Championship comes about. But yeah, we digress. So yeah, fuck Sky Striker. But anyway, so like a deck that's like taken over in popularity now, which I really thought put like Sky Striker off the map. But if anything, I feel like it just made Sky Striker that more prominent in the format after the format got established. So Salamangreat's only been around for like a few weeks, but I feel like its popularity can't really be ignored. So with the upcoming April ban list, do you think there's something that needs to be addressed with Salamangreat?
No.
Scythe, maybe.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, you could ban Scythe.
I think it depends on what else they hit. I think if they hit every other deck, you probably have to hit Salamangreat.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, if you hit like Sky Striker and like Thunder or whatever, then you don't want to have a format with Salamangreat only because it didn't get touched. But I think if they hit any, because Salamangreat is like a pile of decent cards, but like they don't have anything that's too broken. Like even Gazelle is not super insane or whatever. So
like whenever I play Salamangreat, like when I'm playing as the Salamangreat player, I always feel so underwhelmed by like what the deck does, and I feel like the deck's only really oppressive when it has like Sanctum. Other than that, I just don't think the deck is that fantastic, because like as a control deck, like the reason why I played Striker at Dusseldorf, because I feel like Striker is just a better control deck than it, and the only redeeming quality
but it's a control deck. It's occasion turn 2.
Yeah, that is the appeal, but like when you're playing a control deck, I suppose you do want to end the game early, but Sky Striker does just play the control matchup just better. Because the only thing that's oppressive that Salamangreat really do is just have Sanctum. And if you take away Sanctum,
I don't think it's that.
There's been a lot of proven success with Salamangreat without Sanctum.
Okay.
Like most of the lists that are topping recently aren't even playing Sanctum anymore. So the deck clearly has a lot of power without Sanctum, because so people are playing Fel now, so you're ending on rank 4 plus trap, and even that, like rank 4 plus trap, and then the variety of hand traps that deck plays. Like people are playing 8 hand traps and 3 Phantasme, so you like 11 to 12 hand traps.
It just seems pretty wild that that's enough against like the really powerful combo decks.
I mean, the really powerful combo decks can't beat Counter Trap Dweller, which is a 2-card combo.
They all lose to Dweller.
Dweller, yeah, that's true. Dweller is like stupid.
Well, I think like Dweller kind of got worse with Archbrave and Goliath.
Yeah, definitely, because you can set up the Archbrave combo like, and then on their turn, like you get to lock them out of the game again.
The Guska definitely got better.
Yeah, Guska's insane. That's what I'm saying. Like because the deck is such good, like rank 4 exit.
Yeah.
I think you could hit debug. I guess that's not an engine card. It's like
they get that spell. So in Dark Neostorm, they get a spell card which does essentially what debug does. It's just send a card from your hand to the graveyard and add a level 4 lower Cyberse from deck to hand.
yeah,
Okay.
You can use it to like pitch Spenny, add Gazelle, and then trigger Gazelle and special it. So in Dark Neostorm, they get another consistency boost. So I definitely see there being some hits. Otherwise, it might actually just run away with the format if you hit everything else, but you don't hit Salamangreat.
Sure.
As for what the hit might be, I'd say debug could be one of them, because if you hit that searcher, it just gets replaced by another searcher. Hurts consistency. Like it doesn't even hurt consistency from what it is now, but it hurts what it could be in the future. That could be even more consistent when that spell comes out. Or you could hit Gazelle. Maybe.
no, I think Gazelle or Sunlight Wolf would be like to deck into a lower tier. That's just too hard for it. Like I like
barely for that.
I'm not sure what I would hit, in all honesty, to just put the deck in check a little bit, because I don't think it's warranted to like savage it. Like it's only just
definitely not. It's just
no, they're not gonna do that.
But I wouldn't know what I'd
The
do
deck was
to like
really good
check
for the
it.
game.
Other
Like so
than
many
like
people.
banning Scythe, I wouldn't know what to do to really just check it. You know.
Yeah.
it's a hard one.
Because Scythe is also so insane that Evil Eye deck, because you pop your own cards if you stand by face.
Yeah, maybe.
What?
I mean, Scythe's it's been a problem for a while. Even if it hasn't been in the format, it's been in
Yeah,
and out.
Scythe's-
And
Just really bad card design.
What do people think about one Balinks?
That would also hurt a lot.
seems weird, right?
Yeah, that would probably kill it actually.
It does seem weird, but it's actually quite a big hit.
Because then people can just use their Ashen Veiler on the one Balings, and then you never have access to your Sanctuary except drawing it.
Yeah.
Or you have to like get it back with Jaguar and then make it again, but then you need like
janky.
need a lot of stuff for that. So
They
I
could
think
just
that's
do,
actually
like-
a hard hit for it.
They can just do like small hits. Like that event, that deck has been out for 3 events so far. So like they could just do like Gazelle to 2, just like hurt it even a little bit.
Yeah,
Like,
the
I don't
original.
I don't think they need to do anything crazy to it.
Yeah, the original like Necros hits, like the Brio to 2, Prep to 1 bullshit. You could go like Brio. You could put like
One, Gazelle to 2.
Gazelle to 2, and like Circle to 2 or something. Something
Yeah,
stupid,
nothing
silly
too
like that hurts
Yeah,
consistency
just make it a little bit less. It seems really consistent because every Salamangreat monster feels like a play, and I feel like
Yeah, which is this. That's why it's really good.
yeah. But yeah, any final thoughts on Salamangreat before we move on?
Yeah, just minor hits. That's what I expect.
Minor
It's
hits
not
and Scythe band.
Yeah, Scythe definitely should go.
Yeah, for sure. So the last deck that I really want to talk about before we move on to a different subject, Thunder Dragons. What do you think should potentially be hit? Because I feel like it does need a hit at some point.
They should ban Skyblaster, and they should have banned it when they banned all the other token cards.
Yeah, that would be insane.
You just put that in the same category as
Sayuja
like,
would also be
Scapegoat.
banned.
Go to 1 or 0.
Right,
Happy
so I think that Sayuja isn't that broken, but I think Sayuja is broken when there's more than one of it being summoned a turn. That's when your deck is doing something it shouldn't be doing. Because like Sayuja is like so much investment for like such a like quotation marks like small effect. Like obviously like mulliganing and like putting cards back is like like pretty powerful, but it's so much investment to do that. But because of the dangers, it made it so it wasn't even that much of an investment. Because like before, Sieger wasn't even that like ridiculous.
You think they should tackle the guard dragon engine in some way? I think they might have to.
That engine
Right,
is
Doctor
fucked,
Sound
like
Dragon's
it's just.
I
so
think they
many-
might hit like the babies, the level 4s, the
The
collapse.
baby dragons might actually see a hit.
Yeah.
Because the guard dragon combos are like pretty fragile to
crazy.
heavy engine. I don't feel it's super unfair.
I think Summon Cirque should go too, honestly.
So when it comes to Thunder Dragon, it seems like the most typical things that you're talking about there is just generic combo cards, like
The actual
things like-
Thunder Dragon engine like doesn't really matter, I think.
Fine, like
like Thunder Dragons. Like whenever you see a Thunder Dragon card in your opening hand, you just think, "Oh wow, this is fucking awful," but you just play it because you want to end on Colossus.
Yeah. Like I think that like if they hit every deck and then people are forced to play like pure Thunder Dragon, that's fine. Like honestly, like that's fine. I'd
Yeah.
rather stare down like multiple Colossus Titan
Yeah,
than like
it's so weird.
I can't
to,
summon from extra deck.
It's so weird to say that Triple Colossus isn't unfair, right? But like in comparison to what it can actually do, like
Yeah.
fucking rip cards out of your hands and on multiple negates now can end on like a floodgate. It's just so oppressive.
What do you guys think of Dark Matter? Do you think that card should be legal?
That card should
That
also be
card
banned.
should have been banned a long time ago. It's so oppressive.
That
It's
card's
so
like
silly.
that card's like 3 Lunalight Collider tricks.
Fuck. And that card
It
needs
sends
to
for
go as
cost.
Yeah, it's
Well.
sent
That's so
for
mental
cost.
that it sends for cost. Yeah, effect. It's like, oh wow, okay. You're not stopping me.
Obviously,
Okay.
Collider Trick's still a better card, and Chick should be banned. But like Dark Matter should also.
Let's
Hulu
look-
cards better than every Thunder Dragon card.
Let's look at the bigger issue, guys. What do you think about dangers?
Yeah.
I like
Please.
him. I
I think
personally
I
really
think
like
you,
him.
I think you should hit Jackalope, Snake, or Nessie. Like, there's just too many things.
Please, no more dangers.
I just really
Please.
like danger cards. Like I love them so much.
Yeah,
So
but
I
you're
think
not-
the way they might go is hit the good dangers, so that if you want to play danger cards, you can, but you have to play ones that punish you when you discard them.
Yeah, I completely agree on that. Just the 9 broken ones are too much.
They'll probably just like limit all of them.
Yeah, I think that would be fine
Potentially.
because
1/1/1, and then if you want to play more, so you play like 1/1/1, then you'd have to play like maybe 3 Mothman, 3 Chupacabra.
yeah, and Wolfman is actually pretty bad if you discard it. Like, it's not horrible,
Yeah.
but it's also not unfair. So
You could
that-
you would arguably still play the engine if it was like 1/1/1 and then
Yeah,
just
you
Mothman.
could play a good, you could play a good 9-card danger engine even if they're at 1/1/1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not as bullshit.
Never draw book.
Because like Snake, Jackalope, and Nessie are just some of the best cards I've ever seen in the game. Like they're just
Yeah,
so ridiculous.
Like,
Like they're so simple and
I
they're
wouldn't
so
ban
good.
them, but like they have to go all to 1, I guess.
Yeah, I just can't see them banning like the dangers, considering they just came out like not so long ago.
They came out like almost a year ago as well.
No, they haven't.
Or like half a year ago. More than half a year ago.
Wait, it's still this season. They came out in October. I mean, the
No,
first wave came
that's-
out in
that's the
August.
second-
They came
They
out
came also
end of
set in-
July.
Yeah, shit. Completely forgot that.
It was like right after Euros, yeah.
I bet people didn't know they were good yet.
Because they weren't good yet.
Yeah. Only Jackalope was good. Oh, yeah, you have Nessie as well.
Yeah, let's see. No,
so,
my main man Bigfoot.
so
He was
like,
there too.
it's
I mean,
probably-
he's the best one because that one is good in Lunalight.
Yeah.
so
Do you
let's-
think Summon Sork should get hit since we're like on the topic of Thunder Dragons, or like is that card just not that played?
Well, I was just about to just move the topic along to that actually. So like, instead of talking about decks, since Thunder Dragon's sort of like devolving into like conversation about individual cards, I think it's best to like move the topic towards outlier cards. So like
Rank up magic.
cards
Yeah,
that-
rank up magic.
Yeah, the rank up.
standalone
Or
cards
Bardish.
that you think should just go absolutely.
Yeah. Rank up magic.
Yeah.
I don't think Bardacia is that absurd. If they ban Bardacia, not the rank of magic, they're actually like dumb. Like, 'cause you can still
Yeah.
search the rank of magic. Like,
Yeah, and
Rank
Morticia
up
itself.
magics are always just so stupid. Like, why won't they just like
Yeah.
stop making these bullshit rank up magic cards that just end on
Imagine thinking
Yeah.
making a quick play one was a good idea.
yeah. God damn. Like,
Because Azatov itself is not unfair if you make it in your own turn in a
Yeah.
combo deck and still have to like you put like actual cards into that Azatov and still have to have other cards for your other combo. That's
Yeah.
fair if
Like,
your
it's
deck
still
can
a
do
bit.
that.
It's still kind of bullshit, but in comparison to like other stuff
Yeah,
you can
but-
do, it's
I mean,
completely
it would-
reasonable. But something like
Yeah.
Azathoth in your opponent's turn is just so unreasonable. Like,
Yeah.
no.
Like, I think-
that's the stupid spot. Because if you play Azatov in your own turn, they can still impermanence, they can do stuff before that. Like, Droll and Lancia can be used before that. I think that's completely fair. Like, that's how I felt with Azatov in like the Danger FTK deck. But Azatov in your opponent's turn is obviously something that we can't have.
Yeah.
Like, I think the Orcust engine is fair, but what it's doing right now isn't fair because of Azathoth.
Yeah, exactly.
And you obviously we should bring up the reason that you can't just ban Azathoth, and that doesn't solve it because when Dingirsu comes out, you have access to VFD, and you always have access to Kali Yuga as well. So
Yeah,
you can, unless you ban all three of these monsters and ban everything else that does something on your opponent's turn, just ban the rank up. It's a whole lot easier.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
So going back on the Summon Sorcerer, since Furman just brought it up there, how do you feel about its current position on the meta?
Reprodocus makes it a bit silly with danger monsters.
Plus ban
Yeah.
Summon Sorc. That card is just going to reach critical mass at some point, and it already pretty much is a critical mass. Please, no more.
Yeah, like it was insane with Goki and it's gonna be insane again.
I think it's just fine right now. If there's all these control decks still,
Yeah,
and
right
like
now it's
if everyone's playing like 10 hand traps in their control deck, like that card's not gonna do much to the meta unless they're gonna like hit all the control decks and everyone's gonna be playing combo again.
It's really
Yeah, but that's what
absurd,
I'm
though. Like, it has
afraid
the
of, like-
potential to just be absolutely bullshit. Like at YCS Pasadena, when people started playing Goki, I've never felt more invincible in my entire life when I resolved Isolde and Summon Sorceress. And they can literally have 5 hand traps in their hand. It was still over. Like, it's just ridiculous. Like, the things you can do with that deck are just so impressive.
The card is just...
Like, all it needs...
There's something
now
to
it's
bring up. If you don't hit Summon Sorc or like the Orcust engine in any way, the Dark Warrior deck from like an Isolde still makes like Griffin sets a floodgate, draws 4 cards, and ends on 2 Fogblades. Like, it just because Bardish exists and because like just warrior cards exist with Isolde and Summon Sorc, so maybe
Yeah,
that's
Isolde
an
should
outlier
just be
you have to
banned.
think about. Isolde's probably a bit silly.
Yeah.
Yeah, he sold us every combo.
It's
in the
not,
game.
yeah, it's not doing anything right now. But when you think about removing combo decks from the format and weakening the control decks, you need to think about combo decks that will exist.
Yeah.
Warrior definitely could be.
Because there is going to be something broken with sorcerers in the future.
There'll just always be a combo deck.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there has to be. I don't want to just eliminate combo decks.
Yeah. But, like, I also love combo decks, but I feel like Summon Sorceress is, like, super oppressive. And I feel like it's probably something that needs to be addressed, because especially if you got something like Needle Fiber coming out soon, like going from
soon.
Isolde,
Fuck yeah.
going from
I mean,
Isolde to
we
Summon Sorceress
we really
is
have no
literally-
idea when Needle Fiber's coming out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Cherubini
Right.
is coming out.
yeah, that's true.
like
Cherub
Summon
is,
Sorceress
though.
is fine now because you don't have anything that's also oppressive that like sort of complements it. Like when Firewall and Isolde and Sorceress were all like together in one little bundle, it was just so stupid. Like it's just mental. But now that like Isolde is not really seeing play, Firewall's banned, Sorceress is sort of like in check. But all it takes is to like bring out an extra like bullshit link monster, and then suddenly it just becomes more bullshit because they just complement each other. Like a Morphage, like the Amorphage link as well. Like that could potentially do something really stupid with Summon Sorceress as well.
Should Goliath and the what's the other one?
Arcbrave.
Sloth just be banned? Yeah. Arcbrave and Sloth just be banned. Not Arcbrave, Goliath and Sloth.
Can you just ban Dark Matter, or can they like?
Yeah.
Well, like the new Pendulum deck coming out, like wouldn't that just make
Oh.
Sloth a problem with like Magical Abductor?
I'm not sure what the new Pendulum deck does. Is that the structure deck, or
Yeah.
all right? And what does it do? Just
Well,
like
like-
search it.
Well, like Abductor, yeah, like Abductor is just a card that can just search Sloth anyway,
Oh,
and
yeah,
like
it
a
does
Lower
it,
Darkness
sure.
is at 3. They'll probably just still play Pendulum Magician cards.
Do you know when that comes out? Is it soon?
Yeah, it's middle of
I
next
think
month.
it's April, right?
Yeah, it's middle of April.
Jesus Christ! Oh wait, Luke's here. Hi, Luke.
Hi.
I've got exams to do. But yeah, I didn't even think about like stuff like that like you might have to address. I feel like they wouldn't because they want to promote like the structure deck, right? So I feel like they.
Well, it would just be Sloth. It would just be like a floodgate card because Goliath is a problem in our format now, and like you can just play Sloth in Pendulum, and that would just be the problem.
Maybe that's something that it should be addressed in. There's a card that we haven't like really talked about. I think like might deserve getting banned, like Abyss Dweller. Like I always thought that card is
No.
stupid for
No, I don't think
That
so.
card's that card's really good for the game, I think.
You gotta get Ultimate OTS first.
Yep.
I've been wanting an ulti Dweller for ages. I don't know. I think like a Dweller is just like so oppressive.
No, I think Dweller's fine.
I just don't think it's very fair.
I think it is. It's just 1700. You have to play. You have to make a rank forward. A lot of decks can't do right now, or not easy. Salmon Gray, and the card is not like. It's only stops a certain kind of deck. Like it's not like it's not Azatov in your opponent's turn or something. It also keeps certain decks in check.
Yeah, I suppose you could still play even though like you have restrictions and like. I suppose that's what Yu-Gi-Oh's about, right? You're being able to play, but with some restrictions, because it brings out good technical play. But I don't know. I feel like
I don't think
Dweller might be
Dweller
a bit too much for me because it literally shuts off the entire graveyard. But like,
What do you think about Lancia, Droll, and other floodgate hand traps? Well, mainly just those two.
oh, I hate them too. But like,
I
it's
hate
just
them.
cards like that one just aren't gonna go.
I don't know. I think they're fine.
Yeah, me too.
I don't think
I don't think
Droll's
it's-
fine.
I think hard counters to certain decks is fine. Because-
Lancia is just gonna be
Next-
necessary
Yeah.
for when the new Warcross cards come out.
Oh yeah, shit. Completely forgot. Like,
And as long as Danger's in the format, like Droll just like helps out with that too.
What about Called by the Grave?
yeah,
Yeah,
when
kind
the
of annoying.
format's like super fast, that card's so stupid. But like, you can't even play it in combo decks these days because you have to play like 40 card combo decks. So like, it doesn't
Like
really,
all of the dangers conflict with it.
yeah, that too. It just doesn't really
Just
feel
use
like
it.
a problem, but like I know it can like be a problem at some point. But the
Yeah,
moment
it's weird.
fine.
Like Call by the Grave right now is better in like the control decks. Salaman Gray and like Sky Striker play it, and then Thunder doesn't.
All right. Any other outlier cards that people can think of before we move on?
Sky Blaster, Meme.
Well, we've mentioned Sky Blaster. But we
Meme.
haven't mentioned Meme.
Meme's kind of annoying.
Furman.
Yeah, Hammer's pretty dumb actually.
Meme.
I am done with Mare for a while. I drew that card so much in the zombie deck, and there were so many cards in my deck. That card would just always be in my hand.
I fucking hate Meme. It just always let me down. Piss me off. But Yazzy's so
What do you guys
good.
think about
When you resolve Yazzie, you just feel so invincible. Like it's just Jesus.
Did anyone mention Sekka's Light? That card's pretty good.
Boral Sword?
What you think? Moral Sword should be banned?
No, I'm not. I'm not saying I think it should be, but it's something that I randomly could see happening because it gives every deck an OTK basically.
I think that's good though, right? Like combo
No.
decks can't really control the game anymore because the control decks just do that better. Like combo decks used to like the way Thunder Dragon's sort of built now. Like if it gets disrupted, it can sort of end in a couple of disruptions and it's sort of fine. But like typically combo decks just can't really do that anymore. So they need like an alternative win condition where they can just OTK people, and I think that's fine. I don't want the game to go on for 3 turns. I want them to die.
Me.
Attack! Alright, any other cards before we move on?
Did you mention Sekka's Light? That card's good.
We didn't, but like, I don't think it should be banned. It's got a pretty fair
No.
restriction, to be honest.
The problem is, I think if you put it to like 2 or 1, people just won't play it.
Yeah, it's unplayable then.
Yeah.
So I guess it has to be at 3.
Like I
Yeah.
say, I think it's,
It makes for cool
It's pretty
deck
good
building.
though.
the restriction it has, I think it's really
If they hit like, the only problem with it is if they hit floodgates, they kind of have to hit it because if they hit floodgates, there's no reason to play like Twin, and you just play Sekka's Light in like a Sekka's Light deck.
Yeah.
What's a
Oh.
floodgate that comes to mind that you would just want to...
Summon limit.
Summon
Summon
Oh,
limit.
yeah,
Yeah,
there we go.
That's the big one.
That card's stupid.
There can only be one is also oppressive, but I think summon limits are more important hit. I
Yeah,
think
but there
that
can only
has
be one
to go.
thing gives you like options. You can make Phoenix or whatever if you have a hand trap to summon. I think it's different. But summon limit is just so stupid because you can flip it when you already summoned 2 and then just the turn's over.
And judges don't know how to
Yeah.
rule it either. Like people say, oh, you have to flip it first, and
No.
it doesn't work
Yeah,
after
that's-
you've summoned 2. It's just like, be consistent for God's sake. Like, I don't care which one the ruling is. Just be
Oh,
consistent with the ruling.
Darren, you mentioned the God Dragons, but I don't think those should be hit. But what do you think about Red Ice Metal, Darkness Metal?
Yep, that can go.
Yeah.
Well,
Because
it
that
got
card's,
banned in
that
the
card's been
OCG,
good for like
right?
forever.
But I'm guessing it does like something degenerate.
Yeah, because
It enabled the Gandora FTK, but banning it also didn't solve that issue.
Of course it didn't.
Yeah, they can still do it with one card. The thing with Red MD is over here, none of the decks play it. I mean, that could change if you weaken combo decks, then Red MD becomes better, which is maybe a reason why you should hit it. The only combo deck that plays it that I know of is the Crusadia Guard Dragon
It
deck.
hasn't been played for years, has it? Like, I just never see it. I always just see it in the OCG, but never hear
I think
it.
the card's just stupid.
Yeah, I mean the card is just good.
Maybe it might be one of those wild tactical hits that they do, like they did with that, like that fucking dinosaur thing that just copied Lyrilisk, whatever its name.
Yeah, and Amaryllis too.
Was. Aye. It
The plan FTK card.
might just get a
Big up
random
Stunkum.
hit, just out of nowhere, just to make sure that shit doesn't happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we've covered the majority of cards that need to go. So let's talk about release dates. So it's coming April 2nd, and no sooner than, trademark. So it's going to come at some point after that. So what I want to ask is, when do you reckon the right time to drop it would be? Do you reckon it'll happen before or after YCS Ecuador?
I hope before.
4.
Before.
I reckon we'll get it like on the week it said. Because then they gives Ecuador like 2 weeks before it happens, which is enough time.
Yeah. Because what I'm thinking what they might do is, because Dual Power is due to come out, and that changes the format already. So what they might do is just like let Dual Power drop. Basically get everyone just to buy the Dual Power product. And then let that change up YCS Ecuador. Then immediately after YCS Ecuador, just like batter everything.
They brought forward the release date of Dual Power
Yeah, that was weird.
to the 3rd,
It's a Tuesday, isn't it?
to like the day after when the ban list can be.
It's pretty weird, right?
Really?
So, I think in America, I think it's actually the 2nd. I think it's literally on April 2nd is the new release
Wait,
date.
it got pushed
Yeah.
forward?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's now
I did not
releasing on
know that.
April. It's now releasing on April 2nd instead of like the Friday. Then it's normally it's releasing on a Tuesday.
Yeah, it's
That's
weird.
crazy.
It's very weird.
That's very, very odd.
It seems
Yeah,
very
the
strange
Melissa's
to me
probably
that
just
they
gonna
would
come
like
out.
push this product forward and the same weekend as a YCS is banlist is due. That's why it leads me to think that they're probably just going to use Dual Power as like a sort of pseudo banlist sort of thing.
What's in Dual Power? Is there anything important?
A few new Link monsters. It's got the
Yeah.
Arrow Mage Link. It's got the Scythe Frame Link. Does it?
Is engaging? Which one's engaging?
No,
that's
it
like-
engages until the end of June.
Oh, crazy.
Dual Power is just a reprint set, but we don't know like
It's the one
everything.
with I think it's the one with Bell and Impermanence.
Bell and
Yeah,
Permanence,
yeah.
Ash Ogre.
It's got a
yeah.
few mad links in it, right?
Yeah, it's got like
Arrow Mage.
Esmond, which is. We also
Isn't
get
the Heradic Link?
Yeah, the Heradic Link is crazy if we still have Steam legal. Because you tribute the
Here, yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
so you tribute the Heradic Link for Steam, and then the Heradic Link summons Darkness Metal Dragon from your deck,
I lost Steam.
and then Darkness Metal Dragon brings back the seal, and then
Oh yeah, they really have.
So
Die.
this seems like it could all be solved by just banning Darkness Metal Dragon.
yeah, weird.
Easy.
Or Steam.
Banned.
Steam's also like a little mongo. I hate him.
Steam's pretty dumb. Steam should be banned.
Yeah, Steam is insane.
Yeah, that's a token card we forgot. That should go.
Yeah. Anything that just summons tokens should just get banned. You know?
Yeah.
And Power Tool Dragon.
No, why?
Hang Power Tool would hurt the Dark Warrior deck if you don't want to touch his hold, I guess. I'm sure they can play around it though.
Bandashudo.
No.
No, that card's
No.
that card's really fun and
Meh,
fun.
meh, there. Right. I want to go to bed, so I'm probably gonna just end it here. Unless does anyone have any final thoughts before we close up?
Contract back to
Yes.
3, Shirt back to 3. Unban the Shock.
Archfiend back to 3. Launch it back to 3.
Insector Dragonfly to 3.
Insector Hornet, Insector Dragonfly.
No, Hornet's already at 3.
Really, it is? Oh, Dragonfly.
Yeah.
There's no way Dragonfly could go 3. There's just gonna be some crazy combo with it.
No, please, Pappy.
There's no way. There's gonna be some crazy Saruja combo or something.
None if they hit Sayuja as well.
You just sit there and you pop your own board for 5 minutes while summoning guys from your deck.
Just
It used to be
40
so
minutes.
fun when you just used to direwolf your own Leviairs and then launch everything back. That was just the dream.
Big ups Infernity.
It's like, oh, I have too many monsters. Let me make Diamond Direwolf and destroy my Leviair.
Oh,
so I can
they
flip
should
my launcher.
they should put Brilliant Fusion back to a 2 or 3. Thanks.
Yeah.
Oh my god! Whoever's that
What
mic
happened?
is needs to fuck off.
What does it mean?
Jesus Christ. Right, I'm gonna end it there. That was appalling.
Wait.
Yes.
Shout out to Nerdy Jersey.
Be sure to subscribe to Nerdy Jersey. Alright. Thanks for watching, guys. Be sure to subscribe to Nerdy Jersey and my YouTube channel. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And also use the discount code MAXI5 at RJ Cards and Supplies. Yeah! See you guys later.